Hello and a good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you, the good people of the tube. Hope today, hope you're feeling grand and all is well in your world. Hello there, everybody. I finally have my voice back. I'm starting to feel better than I did last week. Last week was horrific. I have not had the flu that bad ever. And from what I can see, a lot of people have had it, and it's just been horrific. So, yeah, grim. Anyway, you don't need to hear about that. You want to hear about this, and you certainly want to hear this, because it's wicked. This is the Orange Terror stamp, everybody. This has been very, very kindly sent to me by Orange for review, and I'm very grateful. So thank you, Orange, and I do love this thing. This is really, really cool. So the Orange Terror stamp is basically a 20-watt hybrid amplifier in pedal form. And it's that small, I can actually hide it with my hand. There's nothing to see here, or is there? No, there isn't. There is, never isn't. But it's tiny, it's ridiculous, and it's just really cool. And I like it very much. So, it's a hybrid amplifier. There is a 12AX7 preamp valve back here in the chassis, basically. And as far as I know, that helps with kind of the gain stage, the preamp stage, if you will. Hence, be a preamp valve, Dave. Anyway, so yeah, so it's a 20-watt hybrid amp. It's 20 watts into 8 ohm. So if your cab is wide at 8 ohm, you'll get the full 20 watts. I run my cab at 16, which you can still do with the Terror stamp. You can run it at 8 or 16. You can't run it at 4, so it's an 8 or a 16 ohm cab. You have to run this into. So I'm running it at 16 ohm, which will probably mean it's running around 14 to 15 watts instead of a full 20, but it's still very loud. I'm going to run the volume today at about 5. I don't think I'll probably change it from there. I'll probably leave it at 5. I don't know. It might alter, but either way, I'm not sure at this point. I will have to see. So it's an amp in a pedal basically, and it's really, really cool. Like I say, 20 watts into 4 ohm, into 16, you're looking about 14, 15, just just quarters it, and it's just really, really cool. So on the top here, I've got lots of things plugged in. So on this left side here, you have your power in. So you've got power here. That's your speaker output there. Then you've got a cab sim headphone thing. So if you want to play this without it being plugged in, you can plug your headphones in and it's cab simulation. I haven't tried that. It's not something I would ever do. You know what I mean? I haven't really looked into that kind of cab sim thing. And then you got a effects loop, which is really, really cool. So you got a return and a send, and then you've got your input on that side, let's say. So you've got loads of options. You can also use this just as a standalone pedal. If you come out of, I think it's the send. Instead of putting a speaker cabinet in, if you go into the input and then come out the send, it just behaves like a normal regular pedal. And if you don't plug anything into it, it won't act like an amp basically, which is really cool as well. So it's kind of like multi-function in a well. Maybe it's in a well. I don't know. Are we in a well? We could be in a well. I don't know. Moving along. So yeah, it's really, really cool. Anyway, so you got your on-off switch on the side here, which is really small. It's out the way. You're not going to hit it by accident. It's really, really cool. I like it. What else is there? Oh yeah, let's talk about the front. So, got a gain dial here, shape dial. So it kind of like you'll hear it kind of like in the mid. It starts to kind of like scoop the mids out, so to say. So when it's all over left, it's got quite a lot of mids. The more you go to the right, it starts to get rid of the mids and becomes quite well. You'll hear. I'll go through that when we get to sound examples. And then one of the best features that an amp could ever have, and I think every amp in the world should have this feature, and they don't, and I don't know why, 2 master volumes. And the reason this is so wicked is because you could set volume 1 to be your rhythm sound, and then set volume 2 to be a notch higher and have a lead boost, and you can toggle between the volumes using the foot switch, which is just brilliant. That is just perfect. Because if you're playing a gig where the sound guy you've got doesn't know your material and you need to, your solo needs to jump out and boost, but you need to do it yourself. That's perfect, and that should be on every amp ever. 2 volume shop on every amp ever. I only own 1 amp with that feature. It's my old Carlsbro, but I love that on this. And what I've found for volume jump on this amp is if you're running your volume 1 at 5, putting the volume 2 at 6 will give you enough volume boost for a solo. You don't need it really any higher than that. It can get a bit kind of like, a bit too much on the boost side. So that's really cool. That is absolutely awesome. I love that feature. Yes. So yeah, there we go. So today what I thought I would do is, I thought what I'd do first thing first is I'll show you it with my pedal board. So I'm going to move the camera over there so you can see my pedal board and see what I'm doing. I've got videos on my pedal board if anybody's interested in what I'm going to be using. But I thought what I'd do is I'll show you it as a pedal kind of clean platform first. And then after that, what we'll do is we'll go straight into it. We'll bypass the pedal board and we'll just go straight in with a couple of different guitars and get different sounds out of the amp on its own. So that's it. That's the idea for today. So like I say, massive thanks to Orange for sending me this. Massive thanks to all you for watching this. Thank you so much indeed. And let's get into some noises, shall we? Yes, I think we shall. And also, by the way, just quickly, one more thing. Sorry. I keep wanting to call this the Terror Stomp. So if I call it the Terror Stomp at some point during this video, please forgive me. For some reason, Stamp doesn't want to stick in my head. I keep wanting to call it the Terror Stomp. So yeah. So anyway, we'll see if that happens. Keep your eye out. Okay, so yeah, anyway, let's make some noise. Okay, just quickly let you know what was going on there. Started off with just total bypass. None of this was on. It was just all coming from the Terra stamp. See, I told you. So yeah, so now what we're gonna do? It just takes pedals like a beast. What we're gonna do now then is we're gonna bypass this. So we're gonna turn this off. Don't need this anymore. And we're just gonna go straight into the Terra stomp. I felt myself about to say it then and I couldn't stop it. We're going to go straight in now with a couple of different guitars. So we're going to try some humbug guitars, and whatnot, and just kind of get different sounds out of just the amp on its own. So let's do that. So, like I say, I mean, I think what I would do if I had that, it would just be one of those things where I just, you just mount it on your board and then that'd be that. And he just negates that need to carry around a big amplifier. It's just wicked. It's wicked. Anyway, let's make more noises. Let's just do it with the amp on its own though this time. No pedals now. Okay, so final little thing I want to show you quick is the shape dial and the gain, and to show you how much is actually in this thing. It's a beast. So start with the shape. So at this point in time, the shape dial is all the way to the left, so it's about 7 o'clock. Okay, so if I just play a chord and I'll sweep in, you can hopefully hear where it goes. Beastly. Okay, and then we're at the gain dial. So all the way down is obviously nothing. About, I would normally run it about 3 or 4 on the gain for clean. And then the more you get it, about 6. A bit more. And then all the way up. So I'm turning the volume up and down there as well, just so I don't peek out the camera too much. But yeah, there we go, everybody. I have unplugged the effects loop here, just because I didn't really need it for these sound examples. So I'm not using that. But yeah, this thing's a beast, absolute beast. I'm losing my voice again, which is strange, really, because I haven't been talking much. Anyway. Yeah, let me zoom back in. Oh, that's a bit far, Dave. Okay, so yeah, there we go, everybody. That's the Orange Terror stamp. Got it right that time. It's a beast. It's an absolute beast. Is it loud enough? Oh yeah, it's loud enough. Plugging straight in, this thing is an absolute. The volume is unreal for being what it is. It's a beast. I would say, however, when you're running this thing clean, as in like a pedal platform, the volume does go down substantially. I mean, in the intro jam, and when I was doing the pedal examples, I had the volume on 5. And when I was doing just the sound straight sounds that you heard, just straight into the amp pedal thing, I had the volume on 3. So, it was a knockoff of 2 notches. So I don't know what that tells you, but like, when you run this thing clean, it is a lot quieter than if you're running kind of direct into it, if you will. So just bear that in mind. I do still think it'd be loud enough, but I think you would have to get it up to about 7 or 8 volume-wise to get over a drum kit, personally. It would have to be quite cranked. And my fear at that point is, would it start to break up? I don't know. Sadly, I don't live close enough to my drummer to test this out. Sadly, but I'm sure there'll be a video about it somewhere on the tube. So, but yeah, other than that, this thing is wicked. I love it very much. It's very, very cool. It sounds great. It looks cool. It's the perfect size, and it's got so many functions. It's like really cool if you want to keep the weight there. If you're a traveling musician. And you want to keep the weight down on, like, shipping gear and stuff, that's perfect. You know what I mean? All you need is 2 of these, one as a main, one as a backup, and you're away. Speaking of backup amps, this is the perfect backup amp. You couldn't get any better if you tried. It is the perfect backup amp. You just put it in your guitar bag or your guitar case. It's not going to take up a lot of space, and, you're covered without having to take another head with you or another combo with you or whatever. You've got this, which is really, really cool. I just love the fact you can foot switch. I didn't do that in the video. I didn't. There's no real point. It's just the same. It's just louder. It's just the volume thing. One thing I will say is I wish the shape dial went a little bit darker, just a little bit. But that's my own personal kind of like thing. I like my darker sounds, and the lowest it goes is okay. I love it. I'm happy with it. But I would like it to go a little bit darker. You could probably get that by changing out the 12AX7 to something else, to be honest with you. But I don't know. But yeah, it's really, really cool. It is really cool, and I definitely recommend trying it out because it is really, really cool. And like I say, it's the perfect backup amp. It's the perfect backup amp. You know what I mean? It really is. And it is certainly loud enough. Like I say, I mean, when you're running it clean, you will have to crank the master a lot more. And hopefully you won't have to, like, you know, get volume 1 to 10. You know, because then you won't have a boost, sadly. But if it's on 10, it'd be absolutely excruciatingly loud. I don't think you'd need to ever get this thing to 10. Even with the loudest I've got this with my pedal board, running it totally clean, this thing, was, I'll say, I got it on 5. Anything above that, it was just getting a bit uncomfortable and a bit, you know, too loud to be comfy, so to say. So I can imagine around 7 or 8, that's going to be kind of like gig volume. You know, make sure you wear earplugs, kind of thing. I don't think it needs to be any louder than that. If you're any louder than that, I think, you know, I think there's something wrong somewhere along the lines there. You don't need to be that loud. It's dangerous. You know, it's cool to be loud, but not that loud. Anyway, is there anything else I need to say or want to say about this? No, like I said, I do wish the shape dial just went a little bit darker. But you know, and again, that's just my ear. I did like the metal sound with the thing. The big, like, absolute scooped out mid sound, that was well good fun. I really enjoyed that. But it does loads of things though. It does that really nice kind of clean kind of sound to that kind of like classic rock kind of thing to heavy, you know, heavy sounds to kind of all in between, but blues kind of stuff, and you know, it's just really, really cool. It's got a lot of different sounds inside it just as is, you know, without any pedals. So it's really, really cool. So adding pedals to it just makes it even more fun. So the only thing, I don't know if it'd be possible, but it'd be cool to have added like a reverb to these things. I know you can just run a reverb into the effects loop, it's not an issue, but it would be cool to see these kind of amps with reverbs, you know what I mean? You know, just a little digital reverb, and I don't know if that would make the size bigger, just having to incorporate something like that, but it would be nice, you know, just to have a little bit of extra depth to the sound, so to say. I don't know, but that's me being picky more than anything. Picky guitarist, as we are. But yeah, other than that, this thing's wicked. This is wicked. I really, really like it. And I hope you enjoyed this video, everybody. It's a massive thanks to Orange for sending me this. I appreciate it no end. I really do. It's been really cool. I've really enjoyed playing through this, and it really is good fun, which is what it should be at the end of the day. You know, it's if you know when something's fun and when something's not fun, and when something's not fun, you don't want to be in that. But this is fun, and it's just there's so many different sounds in this thing, just as what it is. You know, so cool. Anyway, I'm waffling. So. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the sounds this thing's made. I have, like I say, just fun. And I hope I'll see you again on Monday for another video. I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. Have a great weekend. And yeah, I'm off to listen back to these sounds and have a giggle at my metal playing. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I'll see you again. Goodbye now. Thank you.